Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Get Smart Doing Business with the State of California webinar in partnership with the Department of General Services, DGS. Before we begin, here are some housekeeping items. Please utilize the Q&A function on the bottom of your screen to submit questions to the presenter when time permits. The session will have live simultaneous interpretation in Spanish. To access this feature, please select the interpretation icon at the bottom of your screen and select Spanish. For individuals who are tuning in from a mobile device, please email your questions to info@cahcc.com. If you have any technical questions, please call 916-444-2221 or email info@cahcc.com. Please welcome to the webinar stage the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce President and CEO, Julian Canetti.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to Get Smart, Doing Business with the State of California in partnership with the Department of General Services. As many of you know, the CHCC advocates for policies and initiatives that encourage small business participation and competition for government contracts. Doing business with government can be complex and daunting task. Government contracting provides opportunities for Hispanic businesses and small businesses to expand into new markets. By creating innovative programs and providing access to resources that encourage small business participation, we believe that our small businesses will be prepared to bid competitively on state contracts. The CHCC is pleased to partner with the State of California Department of General Services, and I thank them and their leadership for their longstanding partnership with the CHCC and the Hispanic and small business community. I hope that this webinar and our future programming with DGS will serve as an introduction or even refresher courses to give you baseline information on how to do business with the State of California and the Department of General Services. Now, I would like to welcome to the stage our presenter for today's session, Teresa Macias-Ruiz, Bilingual Outreach Liaison for the Department of General Services. Teresa?
Thank you, Julian, and welcome everybody to our presentation. I'm gonna begin sharing my screen so you all can see what I'm gonna be talking about. It's easier to read and follow along. All right. All right, so this is our presentation, how to do business with California state government. And again, my name is Teresa Macias-Ruiz. I'm the Bilingual Business Outreach Liaison with the Office of Small Business and DBBE Services with the California Department of General Services. In short, we call it OSDS. It's easier because that's really a mouthful. That's my information. My email is teresa.macias-ruiz@dgs.ca.gov. But if you have any questions and you're not getting an answer from me, you can also email both, businessaoutreach@dgs.ca.gov. We're going to begin our presentation by introducing the topics. We're going to go or give you an overview of the DBBE certification program. We're going to talk about Cali Procure registration and certification. We're going to talk a little bit about keywords and UNSPSC codes. We're going to talk about bid solicitations. We're going to talk about the SB DBBE advocates and what they are and what they can do for you as a small business. Something really important, which is the commercially useful function, which every business who works with California government has to perform. And this is new. This is a new thing. the SB DBBE Emergency Registry. Okay, this is something new, and I will emphasize it once we get there. And then we're also going to talk about a little bit of about resources, people, or organizations you can use to help you out with this process if you do get into any contracts. There are organizations that can help you. All right. So the first thing is the state of California has contracting goals. So they have a 25% small business goal, and then they also have a 3% goal for the DBBE or disabled veteran business enterprises. I'm going to be interchanging small businesses or SBs and disabled veteran business enterprises or DBBE. Sometimes it's easier just to say the acronyms. So for example, last year, the last fiscal year in 2019-20, the state of California spent almost $20 billion, okay? And out of that money, 463 million went to DBBEs. We actually met and surpassed our goal, okay? It was 3.8% of all contract dollars. We're a little bit short for the SBs. We gave or actually contracted $2.8 billion. That's a lot of money. It was about 23.7% of all the contracting dollars. We didn't meet our goals. If you can remember, we've had quite a few emergency situations, so that kind of got in the way of us meeting the goals. And then this year hasn't been any different. So we'll see. We'll see what these statistics tell us. So we have three types of certifications. Okay, we have the small business. We also have the small business for the purpose of public works. And we have the disabled veteran business enterprise or DBBE. Now we're going to talk about the eligibility for each of those. Okay. One, for the small business, you must be independently owned and operated. You cannot be dominant in the field of operation, so you cannot be a prime. Your principal office, you have to be in California, because this small business certification, we're trying to help the small business from California. Continuing on the eligibility requirements, so the owners or officers of a corporation, again, they have to live in California. And together with affiliates, you must either have 100 or less employees or have a gross annual receipts of 15 million or less. So this is an average, okay, over the past 3 years. So say 1 year you earn 10 million, the next one 15, and the following is 20. You're still averaging 15 million, you would be okay. Now for a manufacturer, there is no gross annual receipt gap. There's only the employee. But if you can have less than 100 employees and make $1 billion, well, great for you, right? As a manufacturer. All right. So the small business for public works, the eligibility requirements, the first ones are the same. You have to be independently owned and operated. You cannot be dominant in the field of operation. And your office has to be in California. Now, this is where it changes a little bit, okay? With this owners or officers in the case of a corporation. I'm sorry. You still have to be domiciled in California, but this is the difference. You can have up to 200 employees, and your gross annual receipts can go up to 36 million, okay? This is an average again. Now, let me tell you, if you are a small business and you're not even close to being at 15 or more than that, you do not need the SBPW certification. You can have the SB certification and still do public works contracts, okay? So do not get the SBPW certification if you have not surpassed the 15 million average or the 100 over 100 employees. because you can still do public works. And if you get this one, you will only be able to do public works, okay? All right, so now for the DVVE eligibility requirements. To be eligible for this certification, you must meet the following criteria. You have to be a disabled veteran with a 10% disability, okay? You have to have 51% ownership, either with one or more disabled veterans. If for an LLC, it has to be 100% owned by one or more disabled veteran. And then, yes, you guessed it, you have to live in California. The disabled veteran has to be in California. And then let's just make sure that we know that a disabled veteran is a veteran of the US military, naval, or Air Force. So all three of those. All right, so we're gonna continue with the eligibility requirements. So the daily operations must be managed and controlled by one or more disabled veteran. So the owner doesn't necessarily have to be the one who manages the company, but a disabled veteran has to be managing the company, okay? So that's the only thing. Yes, the owner can manage it, but doesn't have to be necessarily the owner. But they both have to be disabled veterans. And then the home office must be located in the US. So this is the home office of the business, okay? Not the actual home of the veteran. So the home office cannot be a branch or subsidiary of a foreign corporation, a foreign firm, or other foreign-based business. So we want you to be from here. So this is the part where if there's any questions, we can open it up. Are there any questions, or should I just continue and wait for more people to have any questions? All right. And I'm going to continue. All right, so there are, let's talk about benefits of the certification, okay? So that one, the certification is free, doesn't cost you anything. You can create your profile in Cali Procure, and you're certified for 2 years. Now, Cali Procure, it's the state of California's online marketplace. So you can do everything in there, okay? Continuing with the benefits of certification. So as a California certified SB DVVE, you're added into the Department of General Services certified firm database. Which one? That's Cali Procure. What I just said, the Cali Procure, the state of California's online marketplace. And you have access to contract opportunities in Cali Procure, so you can search in there. Do you have to be certified to have access to those? No. Will you have the benefits of having the certifications? No. So yes, you can access the contracts in Cali Procure even if you're not certified, but you won't have the benefits, okay? All right, so let's continue with the benefits. So state agencies, so all the state agencies, all the buyers from the state agencies, they use Cali Procure to find you. They're certified small businesses. So you're able to participate in the SB DVVE option. So the SB DVVE option is an option that many agencies are adopting, where they go to and ask for bids from 2 SBs or 2 DVVEs for goods and services for under, it's a penny short of 250,000. And for public works, it's all the way to 333,000. So this increases opportunities for you, for a small business or a DVVE, and because you're the backbone of our economy, it stimulates the economy, and then kind of levels the playing field when competing for state contracts and purchases if this option is available and they go to you first instead of to bigger companies. Continuing. Okay, and then the state may offer up to a 5% incentive for DVVEs and a 5% bid preference for SBs. So I'm gonna go into a little bit about the applying the SB preference, okay? So say we have two bidders, A and B. Bidder A is not certified, but bidder B is, okay? Bidder A bids for $100,000, bidder B is $102,000. Normally, the lower bid wins the contract, but because we're gonna apply the SB preference, which goes like this. So if it's 5% as of the lowest bid, right? So we multiply it times 100,000. So now we have $5,000, right? That $5,000 we subtracted from the certified SB bid, which is 102. So your new bid would be, if you're a certified business, 97,000. So the adjusted bidder, right, would be 97. And now, because of the lowest bid always wins the contract, or most of the time, there are certain conditions where they don't. The certified business is gonna get this contract. So yes, and you're not gonna get it for the $97,000. You would get it for the original amount of $102,000. Makes sense? And the way the way it's applied to the DBBs is similar, but it depends on how much work you do. All right, so we're gonna continue with the benefits. So we have reciprocity partners. And at the time when I did this, I think we had about 59, but I think now we have about 60, if I'm not, because we just added the University of California. So the UC systems are in there too. Now there are reciprocity partners. So, but we have cities, counties, special districts, and utilities, and they all accept our certification, okay? And all of this can be found in www.caliprocure.com. I was gonna say COM. All right. So I wanted to show you CaliProcure, and normally it's nice when you do it live, but things can go, the system can go down, and then I won't be able to show you. So instead, I did print screens. Okay. So I wanted to show you the reciprocity partners. Okay. This is our main area, our main screen, our home screen of CaliProcure. When you log into CaliProcure, not log in, but type in the web address, then that's where it takes you. So to find the reciprocity partners, you go into find training and resources, where the rectangle is, the red one. And then you will scroll down to where it says resources to grow your business. Okay, and then click on leverage your state certifications for local contract opportunities. So once you do that, it's going to open up another web page, and this is where it will tell you, well, it will show you all of the reciprocity partners that we have. If you keep scrolling down, it's we have the Bay Area, Northern California, LA area, San Diego area, all kinds of all the different areas, and we kind of broke it down by that. All right, so this is just to find the reciprocity partners, okay? And they all accept our certification. If you wanted to see what they have, you click on, say the first one you can see in there is Bay Area Rapid Transit, or BART. You would click in there and it will take you to their procurement area, okay? And then you can see if there's anything you can, any type of contract you are interested in. All right. So continuing with the benefits of certification. So you also have Prompt Payment Act, which if it gives you higher late penalties, payment penalties for undisputed invoices, okay? So that means the state of California has 45 days to pay you. And if the invoice is undisputed, there's no disputes on it, and if they don't pay you within those 45 days, then they would have to pay you higher payment penalties. And again, you can find information about prompt payment in www.caliprocure.com. And I'm going to show you where that information is at. This is again the homepage. You would click on Get Certified, where the red rectangle is. And then you will scroll to the Certified Firms Resources, and then click on Prompt Payment Program Information, which once you click there, it's going to take you to their webpage. In there, you can find information about prompt payment. You can find their phone number and the email that you can use if you have any questions. All right. Are there any questions so far?
Hey, Teresa. Yes, and I'll read a few off to you right now. The first one is from Stephen Joyner. He says, does the Coast Guard count for veterans?
I might have not put all of them in there, but as long as you served in some type of U.S. Military, you're covered. And I'll check, but I'm pretty sure it's the U.S. Are you talking about the U.S. Air, the U.S. What did you say?
Coast Guard.
You know what? Can you send me an email to that? I don't want to tell you because it's the Coast Guard. Yeah, I'll ask because it's part of the military code in there. And if it falls under the military part, then it should, but I don't want to tell you something that I'm not completely sure. Okay.
Perfect.
So
okay.
If you can send that email to me, and then I'll respond to the person.
Perfect. We will absolutely get that over. And then from Donna, can you explain cannot be dominant in field of operation?
So that there's competition. And not, so you're not a prime, you're not like, say, AT&T compared to the little tiny, you're not an AT&T kind of a company. Basically, you're not a prime. You're not a, I don't know any big companies. It has to be a small business that has other competition around you. And you're not the main person and you're hugging the market and you're getting everything because you can do it because you have lawyers and you have the majority of the market. Okay, so you're not an AT&T, you're not a Apple, you're not a, that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Next question from Cynthia Oakley Ennis. If I just started my business, can I still get a certification?
Yes, you can. And if this question is because maybe you don't have the tax information and that kind of stuff, it's okay. Once you go into the registration and certification, it will ask you the start of the business and that kind of information. So you could have started the business yesterday and tried to go into the state and try to get a contract, and try to register and you do all that any other business would do. Yes, you can. You can start the business yesterday and today get certified and registered.
Perfect. Next one from Jessica Armijo. Does the small business have to be held in a certain way, and is there a minimum number of employees? For example, does my solo practitioner firm with one owner and 0 employees qualify?
Yeah, you're still one employee. You're still your employee. You're the employee. So yeah, you're still under the 100 small business cap.
Perfect. And bear with me one second. I believe that's where we'll stop for right now. There'll be a few more still coming in, but you can go ahead and carry on, Teresa.
Okay, thank you. All right, so now we're going to talk about Cali Procure a little bit more. So I already said you can register there. You can apply for the SB and DBBE certification. You get to be certified for 2 years. You'll get a reminder, I think it's about 3 months or something like that before the certification expires, to remind you that you must resubmit your whatever documents that you need to resubmit every 2 years. So you'll be reminded. You can search for facilitations and contracts. And also, I didn't tell you, it's free, right? I did tell you that it's free, but you can also put ads. I forgot about that part. You can put ads if, say, you are in CaliProcure and you see a contract that you're interested in, but maybe it's a big contract, but you want to do subcontract. You can put an ad in the bid. You have to be signed on though. You have to be logged in to be able to do that. But the ads are also free. So all of these, again, our website, www.caliprocure.ca.gov. So now I'm going to show you how to register. So you would click on the top right-hand corner where it says login, register. And then this will get you to this page. It says new bidder registration. That's where you want to click. So once you get here, it's going to have about 5 pages worth of questions, mostly about your tax information, your employee name, your address, demographics kind of information. Once you do that and you get to the end, it will tell you, you have successfully submitted your registration. It will give you your ID, and then it will send you an email with your temporary password, your ID, and all that stuff. So you can come back and certify, because this is just this registration, okay? This is just to register. Now to certify, you'll log in, right? You can click there, or say for whatever reason, you were only able to do the registration and you got busy, you had an appointment, you were doing other work, and you came back the next day, it's okay. You can still do it. You have your email with your temporary password and that kind of stuff. So you would click again on the login register, right on the top. And then it would say, put in your user ID, your temporary password. Once you did that, it's going to tell you that the login expired. So you're going to click on continue. And now you're going to choose your own password, okay? The password that you will use for whatever time. So you'll put your current password and then your new password, and you will change it. So this will be your main page, your home page. It will have your information. In this case, many of you know Wayne. He's my coworker, Wayne Gross. So this is like a test environment kind of certification. This is just so that we can show you. And in here, you can see no certification record. That's how you'll know that you're not certificated yet. You don't have the certification. So you can click on get started, or you can also apply for certification. There's 2 ways you can do it in here, okay? Just from the home page. Or if you're on the home page and you didn't follow through right away, like I said, on at the time that you registered, that's okay. You can go back into CaliProcure and another day, and then click get certified. And then it will get you to this page. Go get certified. So you click there. Then this is where you're going to choose what kind of certification you want to apply for. Can you apply for all 3? Yes, but if you must qualify for all 3 if you're going to apply. But like I said, you don't need the SBPW unless you have gone above the 100 cap for employees and above the 15 million average gross annual receipts. Okay, so you can stay with the SB, and yes, you can get the SB and DBBE at the same time. Yes, sure. So you click on the ones that you think you qualify for. Okay, and in this page, in the same page, it tells you all the if you're not sure because you forgot or you're not sure, there is a PDF, small business certification requirements. So you can go back through all these stuff and it will tell you if you qualify. And then another thing, before you begin the certification, because you will have to upload a bunch of documents like tax returns and I don't remember all this stuff, but there is also a in CaliProcure, there's a lot of training and resources. So under the resources, you can find all the documents that you need to upload. So my suggestion before you begin the certification is to upload to your computer all of the documents that you need before you begin it, because once you begin this the certification process, it's quite a bit of pages. So if you have all that stuff already uploaded into your computer, once you get to that page where the upload documents part is, you'll have it. It's so much simpler, and you can just finish the whole process, the whole application on the same day. And I think it takes something like, if you're prepared and you have all that stuff, I think it should take you like 45 to an hour at the most. All right, so once you did that, let's say you already applied for small business or DVBE or SVPW, whatever it is. And I know that you can see that there is the nonprofit ones. We do have them, but we don't really emphasize or we don't talk about those on our presentations, because we want to focus on the ones that are for profit, okay? All right, so like I said, this is, once you click on there and you click next, it will be a bunch of pages with lots of questions. Be prepared to answer everything, okay? I don't know how many pages it is, but it's several pages. It will take you, 40, 45 minutes, depending how well you know your information, right? And how prepared you are with your uploaded documents and all that. So once you answer all the questions, it will get you to the terms and conditions page. So you'll have to scroll down this little bar right here. You'll have to scroll down all the way down. You'll have to accept the terms right here. Once you do that, make sure you read them though. Then you can click next, okay? Once you click next, see what I told you? This is the part where you will need to upload all the documents. And see, you can see in here, it tells you the federal tax returns. If you have been in business for 3 years or more, then it will ask you for 3 years. If you have been in business for 2 years, then you'll have to upload the two years if you have the 2 years tax, and so on. All right. If you have only been in business for a month, then the system won't ask you for something, because it knows that you don't have tax returns yet. Okay. So you'll have all that stuff uploaded, and then at the bottom, you'll submit the application, okay? So then once you do that, the system will tell you if you got automatically approved or not. Let's say, for example, this one that Wayne had, okay? It says submission complete, and then the disabled veteran business enterprise is submitted for review. So that wasn't auto-approved. Now the SB, auto-approved. The SVPW, auto-approved. And you can see it right here. It tells you. So you'll know if you got approved, auto-approved or not, okay? And then you can click on OK. So this is just for the registration and the certification. Is there any questions?
Hi, Teresa. Yes, we have quite a few here. So we'll start with the first one. Some holdover from the last Q&A too. Does a veteran have to be disabled? Also, can they be in a manager role or an executive role in order to qualify?
Okay, yeah, it has to be a disabled, and it does have to be, it's not like, oh, I'm disabled, it has to be a 10% disability or more, and it has to be, you have to have a disability letter from the military. That's basically what it is. And the other part, you can hold a managerial position. That's one of the things that I said. But the owner still has to be, and both owner and manager have to be disabled veterans. Yes. So this is not just for veterans. This is for disabled veterans. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Next question, another anonymous one. Do all owners need to be domiciled in California for SBPW?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Next one, this one's from Ken, it looks like here, and he puts www.caleprocure.ca.gov. Is this where to register for certification?
Yes, it is.
Very
That's
good.
where you can register. You can look for contracts, all that stuff.
Okay. Ellie asks, is there some kind of resource directory we can be put onto so that people can find us if they're looking for, and I think she puts flooring here for her business.
Say that again?
Is there some kind of resource directory we can be put onto so that people can find us for their business if they're looking, she says, for flooring?
No. So how buyers will find you is by looking for that kind of stuff in there. So they'll look using keywords in Cali Procure. So once you register and certify and you become a you get your certification, you'll go into the list of certified suppliers. Okay, so that's how they'll find you. Now, there will be a part where I'll tell you what else you can do. Okay, to get noticed.
Okay.
So we'll touch on that later.
Okay. Next question from Monica Carrillo. If the business is less than 3 years, I imagine 3 years in operation, are we not able to win the bid, although we have extensive experience while working in a corporate?
No, it doesn't have to be. It's not because of years of experience or years in business. No, it has to do with whether you have your keywords, whether people know that you're out there. You reaching out to people like our advocates, which I will touch on. So yeah, no, you can be a new business, and of course they're gonna look at, oh wow, it's new. But if you reach out to them and you give them a good 30-second elevator speech, you might get it. Who knows?
Perfect. Next one from Donna. How often do you need to recertify?
Every 2 years. And you'll get a notification from Cali Procure telling you that you need to recertify.
Perfect, perfect. This one from Mohammed. I see, in quotes, want to lease by the state as an opportunity all the time. When I try to contact the POC, I never hear back. I just want to understand how the process of this kind of bid works. I have a DVBE small business who has real estate experience.
Okay, and my experience, or what I've heard from my coworkers too, because they have a lot more experience than I do, it's to really reach out to the advocate of the department that's actually buying that stuff and letting them know, look, I have this experience. This is what I do. This is my certification number. I have a DVBE, because state agencies and departments, they have those 25% goals and the 3% goals for DVBs. Okay, so reach out to them.
Perfect. Next one from Teresa Martinez. If I am a small business prime under LA Metro, will I still qualify as an SBE/DBE?
You're saying you're a prime.
Yeah, it says a small business prime. So I don't know if she's a small business under a prime. See if she...
I'm not sure about that. I would have to ask certifications area. Can you send me that question, please? Sure. And because I don't want to tell you something that I'm not completely sure. I always want to get the right answer.
Perfect, perfect. Next one from Nicholas Madrigal. Do you need to be certified in order to be taken into consideration in the marketplace?
No, remember I said that in one of the areas. You can look for bids. You can get contracts even if you're not certified. Now, will you get the 5% bid preference? Would you be considered for the SB first option? No, you won't. So you won't get the certification benefits. That's the only thing. But can you be considered? Of course, yes. We buy from primes all the time.
Perfect. A couple more here from Yadi. If I don't qualify as a prime, would I qualify as a subcontractor? And would a free ad you mentioned the best way to offer? I think would a free ad you mentioned be the best way to offer services?
Right, but they're saying again that if I don't qualify as a prime, so I'm a bit confused why they're saying prime and subcontractor. You see what I mean? Because if you're a prime, you wouldn't qualify, and then it depends on how many employees you have, what your earnings are. So there's a lot of things that go into place. Can you forward me that question again? Because I want to get the right information to them.
Perfect. Next is Carlos Reader. Can you save your application if you're not able to complete it all at once?
Yes, you can, and you can come back to it afterwards. Yes.
From Vicky Ventura, is there a quick list available of documents that are required so that I can gather the documents before I start the process?
Yes, there is one under Cali Procure. I believe it's under the resources, training and resources. It could be there. I have to look in there, but I will look for it and send it to you guys so you guys can send it to everybody.
Perfect. This one anonymous, and I think you kind of answered this already. Do you know what tax documents are required for certification? I think you just said we can be something we can give out with the whole list.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm writing a note to myself because otherwise I will forget.
A few more and then we'll get going so we can continue the process here. From Vicky again, are personal taxes required for all owners in a corporation? If so, why?
If it just depends on the type of business, right? So again, for that, I will have to ask you to send me the information because a lot of the little specific things, it's certifications that know more of that. Okay. So just send me the question, forward that question to me, and then I'll get the answer for them.
Okay. I think that's good for right now. You can go ahead and continue on, Teresa.
All right. All right, so keywords and UNSPSC codes. So one of the most important parts of your profile is the area where you describe what goods and services your company sells. So it is extremely important, okay? And you do this through two systems, the keywords and the UNSPSC classifications. So a keyword is a word that describes a good or service. So anything that you sell. So I was helping a client one time, and I looked at his profile or his company and his website actually. And I looked also on Cali Procure at his company, and he only had like a few things. I think he had like office supplies or something like that. And when I looked at his website, he had so many things that he was selling that he was not putting there. So I told them, you need to describe, if you sell erasers, put eraser. If you have pencils, you have pencil. If you sell paper, anything and everything that you sell, you have to put it as a keyword. Use it, use it. That is your keyword. Anything, any good or service that you do sell. So just like I said, pencil, eraser, concrete, environmental, legal, I don't know, whatever it is that you sell, you must put it and use it as a keyword, okay? And a good one is individual. So you're not gonna put, I do concrete. You just put concrete. It is singular. You don't do pencils, you say pencil. And any word can be a keyword. So anything you sell is a keyword. Anything and everything. All right, so now United Nations Standard Product and Service Code, UNSPSC. That's a mouthful. All right, so this classification is an 8-digit code that identifies a good or service, okay? And it works like in a hierarchy type of thing. So level 1, So it goes by twos, okay, by two numbers. So you have like the 14000000. So in this case, that would be the highest level. It's very broad. It's very generic, I guess. I say a lot of the times. Paper materials and products. Paper materials in products. Maybe you sell office supplies and paper materials. I mean, you have napkins, you have toilet paper, you have all kinds of stuff that are paper materials, right? But maybe that's not what you sell. So do you want to use that level? Probably not. Level 2 gets a little more specific, but still broad. And it has the 14, 11, 000. Level 3 and level 4 are the ones you want to use, okay? Because they get a little more specific to the type of stuff, products, and services that you sell. So 14, 11, 15, 000, paper material and products, but really it's telling you business use print and writing paper, right? A little bit more specific. Now, if we use the level 4, which is buyers use level 3 and level 4, then you'll have really that is printer or copier paper. Very specific, right? So I'm going to leave it with that right now. I did also help the customer, and I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but I wasn't familiar with it. She sold blue water, and blue water is a type of water that is for emergency type of things. It can be stored in very extreme weather conditions, and it can last, I think she said something like 50 years. There was nothing in our UNSPSC codes that describe that kind of water. So it was very hard to help somebody like that. And with all these fires and everything, I hope that she was able to get a contract because I'm sure they would have needed that because it could withstand the heat from the fires. Anyways, with that, are there any questions about the keywords and UNSPSC codes?
Yeah, we have a few more questions here. One from Stefan Joyner. Can you be a prime on some contract or business activities and act as a sub on other ones and still qualify?
Okay, if we're talking about certifications, you cannot be a prime, okay? Because you have to be a small business unless you're earning way under the thresholds, okay? But can you be a prime and a sub? Sure, you can be a prime and work for another big company or something like that. I don't know. You can be primes, and I'm sure there's some. They're building some buildings here in Sacramento. They're going to be state buildings, and I'm sure there were several primes that got contracts. Okay, but for the purposes of certifications, I believe that unless you're if you're the main person, the main business, and there is no competition around you, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to get the certification. Can you register and do business with California? Yes. So if that is your question, yes, you can still do that.
Okay, next question. Are the qualifications code listed and do they match or mirror NAICS codes?
We don't use NAICS codes, but we do have the UNSPSC website well, there is the website period for that, but we also have it in CaliProcure, okay? It's just a matter of looking. CaliProcure has all types of resources, and we have the UNSPSC codes, which, let me tell you, the state, they just revamped the codes, and they got rid of a lot of codes that the state wasn't making any purchases for. So if you have a UNSPSC code in there that we use, and a buyer is looking for it, then you'll be able to be found. But we don't use NAICS.
Okay, perfect. That's the only one I see still right now. Go ahead to continue, Teresa.
Thank you. Okay. I froze, I guess. All right, so now we're going to talk about bid solicitations. So we have the California State Contract Register, CSCR, and we have that shows you the current contracts. The past contracts are found under the State Contract and Procurement Registration System, which I will call skippers. I'm not going to call that whole. That's very long. And all of these, again, is in our website, on our Cali Procure website. Okay. So I'm going to show you, if you're in Cali Procure and you just, without even logging in, you can search for contracts in 3 different ways. Okay. You can do find bid opportunities or under the quick links, but you can also do start search. It's already here and it tells you it's in the white big rectangle, but you can also click on the tile sell to the state. Now, this one under quick links and start search are the quickest, okay? If you click on this one, it will take you here, and then you'll have to click on find bid opportunities. And then in that case, you'll get here. Now, if you click on the other 2 options, it will take you here, straight here. Okay, so it's just one more step by clicking on the other one. But there's 3 ways that you can actually search for current contracts. Okay, this is the California State Contract Register. And it has a bunch of information. The event name is basically the name of the contract, and the event ID is, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. So you can search by department. So it's in here. But I actually like, if you already know what department you're looking for, then that's great. You can look for that department alone, and that's great. But if you're not sure and you just want to search everywhere, then you click on advanced search. Okay. Once you click there, there's certain things that you can do, okay, or ways that you can actually do searches. So you can search by doing an item description, which I like doing because I can just type in a keyword and it will show any contracts, if there are any contracts under that keyword. But you can also search using UNSPSC codes. You can search by service areas. You can search by the event name, but I didn't even chose that because I went to the advanced search, right? You could have just done it before even hitting the advanced search. And then you can also search by contractor license types. So don't choose all of them. You can maybe choose item description and service areas, or even contractor license, but don't choose UNSPSC codes and item description. I think maybe that will override each other. Just do item description or UNSPSC codes, and you can choose the other ones, it's fine. And then you can click on search. So I believe I did construction as a keyword, and these are all passed already, but I did also do a date range, because otherwise it will take a little bit longer to show up if it's longer, but I think I did just construction and a little bit of a date range. And it gave me 6 results, okay? So if you clicked on one of them, okay, on any of the contracts, this is what it would look like. So for example, this is again a past, remember I'm using screenshots. It's not a something that I just did today or yesterday. So this one tells you that it's from the Department of Transportation. It tells you the event ID, very important when it was published, but even more important, the end date. This is super important, okay? Let's say that this was 10/17, okay, instead of 2/17. Then you know that this was gonna end on October 17. And if you wanted to submit a bid, see, it says 2 o'clock, you would have to do it before 2 o'clock. If you send it at 2:01, you're late, and your bid won't go through, or they're not even gonna look at it, okay? Now, if you wanted to look at the whole package and what it entails, everything, all the specifics of it, you would look at view event package. Remember how I told you that you can post ads? This is the area. You would have to be signed on, okay? You have to sign in to be able to post an ad. So if you looked at a contract and you're like, oh, I'm interested in that, I think I could do, but I don't think I can do all of it. Maybe it could be a subcontractor or whatever, or maybe you could do the whole thing. But this is if you want to be a subcontractor, this is where you could post a vendor ad. Okay, and it's super simple. Once you click on it, it's a pop-up will come up in a window, and it will ask for your information. They're very basic. Your name, the name of your company, email address, your phone number, and very important, put your certification number. Always, always, any communication that you do with anybody, just put your certification number, because that's the fastest and easiest way for any of us to find you on CaliProcure and try to help you out. Okay. So there's all kinds of information in there. Also, in this case, Maxwell is the contract administrator, and he actually has his phone number and email. But I would use the email, okay, for any questions and anything to do with contracts, just to make sure that it's in writing, honestly. Okay, so again, I already went over this important parts. Now, to find, that was for contracts that are currently on CaliProcure, okay? Now, to find past contracts, there's two ways that you can do it. So, quick links on the top, and then find past purchases or skippers, right? But you can also do it here. But remember, fastest way is, this one, quick links. It will take you to that page faster. If you click on this one, it's going to take you to this other page, and then you're going to have to click on that one again, okay? So on past purchases. So once you do that, either the quick links or that second page, it will take you to this page. Looks pretty similar to the current contracts page, right? And it has similar fields. You can already do a search by description, or you can do the advanced search. Oh, man. All right, so let's say I did the advanced search, okay? The advanced search, you can do UNSPSC codes, okay? So you can do that and click on there. And see, again, I did construction. Seems like we get a lot of contracts in construction. That's why I did it. There's all kinds of stuff, but that's the first thing that pops in my mind. So in this, when you're searching through skippers, the quickest way that you'll pull up information is to do a date range, okay? Because if you don't, look at how many I got, 23,977 results. It's gonna take a little bit for the system to come up, okay? I'm telling you this right now. It's gonna be like da 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 da. Yeah. So if you want to search, and why do you want to search this kind of information? Okay, let me tell you. I remember somebody was saying something about putting your name in a list or something like that, but there isn't, right? Because your name in the list is already being certified and registered in CaliProcure. But if you look through here and you do your search for stuff that you do, for goods and services that you provide, and you do a description or a UNSPSC code, and if your good service or product or whatever it is that you sell has been purchased in the past, is going to come up here, and you can see what state agencies have purchased what you provide. And then you can contact the advocate from that department. And I'll show you a little bit later how to look for advocates, okay? And then you can tell them, hey, I've noticed that you purchased so-and-so or such thing in the past. I provide the same stuff. And you can do your 30-second elevator speech, but in writing. And then hopefully, most of the time, advocates try to keep like a little list of suppliers, so you can be under their radar, right? That's the idea, that you make yourself noticed by the advocates. I sell that stuff. All right, so and this has the department name, the purchase document, the title, which we don't care. This has the start date and end date, and it has the grand total. Yeah, we have even tiny ones in here, but there are bigger ones, okay? But it has the supplier ID. Oh, another thing you can, this can serve as a purpose, okay? You know how there are competitors in your same field, or people who provide the same services or products that you sell? Well, if you know who your competitors are, you can look into their profile, because yeah, we all have, well, you all have searchable profiles, so you can look in there and see what kind of keywords and UNSPSC codes they've utilized. So you can, if you sell the same stuff, you can use them as well. So sometimes you have questions, I don't know what to put. There you go. You can use the competitors' information, ones that have been successful with state companies, state agencies, sorry. All right, so buyer name and email address. I wouldn't recommend you contacting the buyer. You can, but if you're gonna do that, I suggest that you copy them, but you always go for the advocate first, okay? But I'm just showing you that it does have that information in there. And it also tells you the type of acquisition method that it was. Remember I told you about the SB option? There it is. We have the fair and reasonable, we have informal. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. All that stuff is going to tell you in here, and also the type of acquisition, okay? So this is good market research for you as a business. Any questions?
Hey, Teresa, I have a few more questions that were just given to me. So let's start. This one, can you certify two different businesses, a C Corp and a DBA?
I believe you can, but like, again, that's not my area of expertise. That's certifications area. So if you want, send me the question, and because I believe you can, but send me the question, okay? And then I'll forward it to certifications for them to give me the final answer.
Perfect. I have noted here, we have a few people asking if they're going to be able, if there's a copy of this presentation available.
Yeah. We can share it. We just, if you, I didn't delete the notes that were underneath, but it doesn't really matter. There's nothing bad in there.
And
so
then
you
I
can share my presentation. Yeah.
We are also recording, I believe, as well. So it'll probably be available online on our YouTube channel too, as well. So and to the next question, is there a way to compete fairly for small micro businesses with less than 500K revenue and only 1 or 2 employees?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of small companies that do business as subcontractors, and there's a lot of remember the SB option. That's a good option for micro businesses. You know, it just depends on how well you market your business to the advocate, and just keep trying. Doing business with the state, I'm not going to lie, it's hard from what I've heard. But if you are consistent, if you want to do the legwork, you can get a contract and you can do very well for yourself.
Perfect. Last one. Could you please repeat how I can connect with the advocate for a specific NAICS purchases?
We don't use NAICS. So again, you would have to go and look up the UNSPSC codes equivalent to the NAICS, right? It's just putting in the products that you sell on services. But I'm going to be talking about advocates in a little bit.
Okay, that's all the current questions I have sent to me.
Okie dokie. Let's continue. See, look at that. Just like that, SB, DVV advocates. These people are state employees and they work in the purchasing departments, okay? So they work in almost every agency has one. Every agency that spends money, specific dollar amounts, they have one. And they're there to help SBs and DVVEs get contracts, okay? That's their main purpose. You can find the list of advocates again in Cali Procure. Yes, it's right there. And I'm going to show you where they are. All right, so this is a homepage again. And just so you know, if you're signed into Cali Procure, these same tiles are going to be below. You just have to scroll down where your information is. So they would be below, okay? You just have to keep scrolling. But if you're not signed on, you can just click there. Find training and resources. And then you would click on contact a small business and DVVE advocate. Okay. Remember I told you there is a lot of information in here, which I didn't go into, but you have videos and that and all, and you have Spanish brochures, and the videos all have subtitles in Spanish. So look into this stuff, okay? It's really important. We also have another website that has a lot more, but I believe everything it should be in here. But back again into the advocates. So we would click on contact small business and DPP advocate. It takes you into the advocate page. And in there, you're gonna click on download the advocate directory. Once you do that, it's gonna download an Excel worksheet, okay, into your computer. So this worksheet has all the information about the advocate, has the department they work for, where they're at, their name, their email, website, phone number. It has everything that you would need in there. Now, you notice the ones that they're highlighted in yellow, all those departments, and of course I didn't scroll down, there's like over 200 and something agencies, okay? So I do not have all of them. But all of the highlighted ones, they utilize the SB first option, okay, the SB option. So remember, that's the one where they go to 2 SBs or 2 DVVEs first to request a bid. Yeah, that's how it benefits you. And then the ones with the X's in this column, that's they do construction. And I mean, yeah, you could tell California High Speed Rail Authority, Highway Patrol, the prison. I don't know how the prison does that, but okay, well, they do that, I guess, construction, right? So, and we have even, see, California State University. So we have universities, we have the California States, but we also have the UCs, okay? Those are not here yet, but they're adding them right now because we just actually finished the strategic or the partnership with the UC system. So super excited about that. But anyways, so this is how you get in, this is how you can find the department. So first you will go into Skippers, right? And then find out what departments purchase what you sell, and then look them up right here. And then send and you can send, if you know that multiple departments, okay, sell, or I mean purchase what you sell, you can do a blank CC on to all the different ones that you want to, and one email you can get all of them, right? Because they wouldn't be able to see the others names. So blank CC all the advocates that have purchased what you sell in one email, your 30 elevator speech, right, in writing. All right, so this is just highlighting what I just told you. It has a department name, construction, and all that stuff. But this is really important, you guys. This is really important. Advocates are there to help you. use them, okay? Any questions?
Just the one sent to me. Hold on one second. I'm waiting for it to come through. Okay. Would you please tell me how I can make a one-on-one appointment with the advocates, I believe?
Yes, I will send, it's coming up. I will share a QR that you can, I'll keep it for a little bit so you can take a picture of it and you can make one-on-one appointments, okay? And there's different people available there. That's why we share that, okay? So it's coming up.
Okay, I see no other questions being sent to me from the staff monitoring, so you're good to go, Teresa.
Okie dokie. All right, so super important that we talk about commercially useful function. Remember we said that? It's a short CUF, okay? It is laws, okay, for the small business, government code 14837, D4A, DBBEs, military and veterans code 999B5B. Sorry, I'm just doing it quick. For the translator, it's probably hard, but, and then there are CUF penalties and sanctions, okay? So if you, because there are laws, okay, you must perform a commercially useful function, and if you don't, there are penalties and sanctions involved, okay? So you perform CUF if your business is executing a distinct element of the work, performing, managing, or supervising the work, you're performing work that is normal to the firm's business services and functions, you're negotiating the price, determining the quality, quantity, ordering, installing, and making payments. So basically, you're doing the everyday functions, right? Your business. And you're not subcontracting a portion of the work that is greater than expected by industry practices. So remember, we know that there are certain areas that do subcontracting. And it's okay as long as it's stipulated in the contract and you follow the contract to the T. As long as you're not going, you're not doing more than expected, okay? Your business doesn't perform CUF if you are, and I put it all together, an extra participant in a transaction, contract, or project through which funds are passed in order to obtain the appearance of SBDBVE participation. So that means basically, say you go and get the contract, but you really don't do the contract. You pass it to somebody else and they kind of hand you a little bit of money, you know? Yeah, that's not performing CUF. If you got the contract, you perform the work. That's how it is. Unless you stipulate it in there, oh, well, this person is gonna do blah, 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 amount of the work, and in the contract administrators were okay with the whole thing, you're okay. But if you got the contract because you were an SB or DBBE, and then somebody else performed the work, yeah, no good, okay? And then say you're not being used to perform the work as stipulated on the bid. Sometimes this is, we've heard of primes using, and not sure, this is what people say, right? That they use an SB or DBBE, but then end up not using the SB or DBBE. That's not okay, and you must report it, okay? And or no longer used to provide good services listed in the initial bid. You have to, if you were used, if you were anywhere in the contract you were mentioned, you must perform whatever it was mentioned in the contract that you were gonna do. That's basically it. So if you're gonna be in the contract, sorry, my kitty's right here. You have to do the work that you said in the contract. That's the bottom line, and no other than that. Okay. If not, you have to talk to the contract administrator. That's the bottom line. All right. Any questions about commercially useful function?
Teresa, I believe they're sending one. Okay, here's one. Oh, this one from Vicky Ventura. They are Vice President for Antelope Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce would be interested in teaching a webinar to the community how to contact you. I believe you're going to be putting up your contact at the end of the presentation again, correct?
Yes, we will.
Okay, perfect. And then I'll have staff send your email written to this person as well. I do not see any more questions coming over to me on my end, so you're good to go, Teresa.
All righty, thank you. All right, so this is the new part that I told you about. This is really important. This is the SB DBBE Emergency Registry. My department has been arduously working on to get this. This is separate than Cali Procure, okay? Very important. This is for businesses that are set up that if I called you at 4 o'clock in the morning, you can get up and supply whatever the buyer asked you to supply. You cannot be on this registry unless you're able and ready. Okay, so I'm gonna read the whole thing because I want you to make sure, but I wanna make sure that that's completely emphasized. You are able and ready to provide whatever good or service you are requested on a moment's notice. That's the bottom line, okay? So this is what is the SBDBBE Emergency Registry. It is a dedicated portal for California certified businesses to register as a supplier of emergency goods and services. This is strictly for that, okay? Unlike Cali Procure, this portal will include only businesses that provide goods and services from predetermined emergency categories. So, State Department buyers can access and search this pool of suppliers. So this will be another way that can benefit, another way that it has really been hard to include small businesses in emergency situations. That's the bottom line. So that's why this was worked, and a lot of work was put into this to get to this registry, okay? So which businesses should sign up? Very important, please, very important. I already said it, but SBDBBE businesses who are currently ready and able to support the state of California in an emergency. Emergency contracting requires fast, around-the-clock turnaround times. A business should not register unless they are fully capable of immediately providing the goods and or services they list. So say you're like, well, I can probably get this. That means you're already, no, I can probably, no, you should not be registered here if you're saying I can probably, okay? It is, I already have this. I am able to. I just wanted to make sure that you know, because there was a lot of work put into this, and we really are trying to help get the small business community in here into the emergency register, which it's millions and millions of dollars spent, okay? Look at our fires, they're still going. We've had floods, the fires lately have been ravaging our beautiful landscapes. So we are trying to help you by getting you in this registry, and you must be able and ready, okay, to provide whatever it is asked of you. These are the categories: base camp operations, debris removal, facilities maintenance repair, fire protection, information technology, logistics and transportation, medical, portable modular building sanitation, roadway maintenance, traffic control, vehicle rentals, and more. People don't think about it, but even these people have to eat. Our firefighters, they have to eat. So there's restaurants that are they provide the food for them. I heard of a business who was into, I think, party supplies or something like that. So they provided like the camp, the tables and the, I don't know what, but whatever it is that they could provide, they got on there and they actually supplied it to. It was a fire down in LA area, I believe. But Can you imagine somebody who maybe provides tables and little tents, whatever, for parties? He got into a state contract. I mean, it's just you have to be able and ready. That's the bottom line. In order to register, you will need certification number, your emergency category. So, out of those lists, it will have a list of things that you can provide, okay? And you can provide like now. Description of products and services, your business address, contact information, primary and emergency. So after hours, remember, if I call you at 4 a.m. because there was an earthquake and I need you to remove trucks, I need trucks to remove boulders that fell onto roads, or I don't know, whatever it is, then I need you to be able to respond at 4 o'clock in the morning. All right. If you have any questions about this, because there's people that know more about it. I wasn't part of this whole, the group that was working on this, but I'm telling you, they worked a lot of hours. SB DVBE Emergency Registry at dgs.ca.gov. Okay, please make sure if you have any questions with this, if you're not sure, ask the questions before you get in there, because we want to make sure that we have people who are able to do it, so that actually buyers will go there and say, oh, this is working out. I'm going to go to SBs and DVBEs first before I even go to somebody else, right? We want you to get the business. Any questions?
Only one sent to me so far. Is there separate designations for Hispanic-owned small businesses?
We don't have, we just have the 3 certifications. Yeah, and we don't have, nothing. Yeah, just the 3 certifications that we have.
Okay, that was the only question that was sent to me. You're good to carry on, Teresa.
Thank you. All right. So remember I told you, if you're starting, if you've never gotten into a contract with the state and you're not sure, we have resources. The first one should be your California Hispanics Chambers of Commerce, right? They might be able to help you or point out who you can go to. If it's not one of these ones, they can't help you. They might send you to the SBDCs or the PTAX or SCORE. So Small Business Development Center, usually for new businesses, they do business consulting, planning, marketing, and access to capital. Doesn't mean they give you capital, okay? That means they probably can help you with the paperwork and point you out to where you can go, that kind of stuff, to get a loan. And there's their website. And then the procurement, the PTAC, so Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, they're for established businesses, and they deal a lot with government contracting, so they can help you with that kind of stuff. If you get into a contract, please use them. And then we have SCORE, is for really, really newer businesses, and they offer business mentorships, okay? These are for ones that are starting up and that kind of stuff. I provided all the websites, and but you'll have the PowerPoint presentation, so you'll have access to it. All right, so we're gonna review. We went over the SB DVBE certification program. We also went over extensively over Cali Procure registration and certification. Briefly over keywords and UNSPSC codes. We went over the bid solicitations, current and past. I showed you about where you can find and what to do kind of with the SBs and DVBE advocates. And then we talked about commercially useful function, the SB DVBE emergency registry, which is super important, and also showed you a few of the resources. Now, if you're already a business that has done contracts with the state of California, we would love to hear your success stories. We have only 2 that on our website, but who wouldn't like to be, excuse me, who wouldn't like to be on our website? It's free advertisement. You know, you could, if you have successfully contracted with the state of California, let us know. Maybe we can have you in our website. So this is the part somebody asked, how can we book an appointment? Please take a picture of this QR, okay? This is to book an appointment. There is about 5 people from my department that are assigned to these appointments. And there are people that you may know, Wayne, Michael, Jermaine, I believe Darvin. I think there's somebody else, but I can't remember. It may be just the 4 of them, but it doesn't matter. It gives you more options to be able to talk to somebody. So what this does is it will take you to a calendar, and then you'll be able to choose available slots to talk to somebody in person, or not in person, but maybe via Teams or Zoom or whatever it is, okay? Hopefully everybody got a picture of this, but anyways, remember you'll have the PowerPoint. Now we are in LinkedIn too, okay? So follow us. Many of the times we post important information in there. We post events. Once in a blue moon, we post upcoming solicitations, but most of the time it's events like the one you are in today. So follow us at LinkedIn, please. And then thank you so much for participating. And again, is there any questions?
Thank you, Teresa. And folks, if you just see, Teresa just put up her contact information right there if you need to get a hold of her. We are also going to, I believe there's a few questions, a quick minute here for people to type up. One was just sent to me. Is there an allocated budget for the emergency bucket?
You know, I when it comes to emergencies, I believe that they just let them spend whatever is needed to control whatever it is that is happening.
Okay, and next one, another one about emergency registry. What certification is needed for the emergency registry?
Remember, this particular one is for SBs and DBBEs, because what we found, it's really hard to get the small businesses and DBBEs in when emergencies happen. So this is a way for us to get you closer to be part of the emergency purchases, okay? And getting a contract. Be it as a subcontractor, it doesn't matter. So many millions of dollars are spent every year, and they're still being spent because of the fires, right? So can you imagine getting a little piece of that?
Okay, give it a few minutes. Another one. Is there options to do an appointment besides the QR code, or is the QR code the best option?
It is the best option, but you can always send us an email at businessoutreach@dgs.ca.gov.
Okay, perfect. Give it a quick second here. I don't see any more questions coming into me. Well, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. We especially like to thank Teresa and DGS for getting all this incredible information out to us. A lot was thrown at you folks today, but like we said earlier, presentation will be going out to attendees. This is a recorded meeting. We will be posting it on our CHCC YouTube channel, which that link will also be sent to all attendees as well. So you can just click it and go right to this video here. Teresa, any last minute words you'd like to leave with anyone?
It's hard to get a state contract, but just put the work in. You can get something, and you know, you can start with something small and get bigger. We know of companies that have started small and now they're multi-million companies. So you could be one of those.
Thank you so much. And for those of you, another question pops up once we close out this thing. There's a contact right there, businessoutreach@dgs.ca.gov. You can contact the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce as well. We can connect you with the folks over there at DGS and help everyone. Thank you all again. Everyone have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.